No one has told you this yet, but you're probably missing out on one of the biggest opportunities in your life every time a girl looks your way. It might sound a bit dramatic, but hear me out. Every time you lock eyes with a girl, whether it's a fleeting glance or a steady, lingering look, you're at a crossroads. One path leads to a world of endless possibilities while the other leads to, well, nothing. If you're letting these moments slip by, you're closing a door that could lead to something amazing, and you're doing it without even realizing it. So let's get real here. If a girl looks at you, you never want to ignore it. Seriously. This isn't something to just shrug off or dismiss as random chance. No, every glance has meaning, and if you're smart about it, you can turn that look into a connection that's not just a passing fancy, but something that could change your life. Sounds intense. It is, but in the best possible way. Let me show you exactly how to take that moment and turn it into something more. First off, let's talk about what you do when you catch a girl looking at you. Most guys get nervous, panic, or even worse, act like they didn't notice. That's a rookie mistake. The first rule of the game: never look away. Instead, you need to acknowledge her gaze, and you do it with a confident smile. I'm not talking about a big, goofy grin, nobody wants that. No, what you want is a subtle, genuine smile. One that says, yeah, I see you, and I'm cool with this. That smile is the first move in a game where the stakes are way higher than you might think. See, that smile does more than just show you noticed her. It's a signal. It says you're interested, you're present, and most importantly, you're not afraid to see where this could go. And believe me, that's powerful. A girl will pick up on that energy instantly. It's not about being aggressive or overly intense. It's about being open and confident. That's what makes all the difference. Women notice confidence, and it's attractive. It's magnetic. It's the thing that will separate you from every other guy who's too scared to take a chance. Now let's get into the next step: eye contact. This is where the real magic happens. Eye contact is more than just looking at someone. It's a form of communication. It's silent, sure, but it speaks volumes. When you hold a girl's gaze, even for just a few seconds, you're telling her something important. You're interested. You're curious. You're confident. But here's the thing: there's a fine line between making a connection and making things awkward. You don't want to stare her down like you're in a staring contest. That's just creepy. What you want is to hold her gaze just long enough to make an impression. Just long enough to say, hey, I'm here and I'm not just passing through. It's about balance. Your look should be inviting, not intimidating. It should say, I'm curious, are you? Let's say everything's going well and you've got that eye contact locked in. What's next? It's time to take things to the next level. And by that, I mean literally taking a step forward. Approach her. Yeah, it might feel a little scary, but that's part of the thrill. Confidence is all about stepping out of your comfort zone. So walk up to her with the confidence of someone who knows what they want. You don't need a clever pickup line or some grand gesture. Just be real, be authentic. A simple, hey, I noticed you looking at me, and I couldn't help but want to know more about you, can do wonders. Trust me, authenticity goes a long way. Girls can sense when you're being genuine, and they appreciate it more than you know. But here's where a lot of guys mess up. They think it's all about what they say. Newsflash, it's not. The real secret, it's about what you hear. When she starts talking, you need to listen. I'm not talking about just hearing her words, I'm talking about really listening. Pay attention to the tone of her voice, the little pauses, the moments where she leans in or holds back. These are your cues. These are the things that tell you what she's really thinking, what she's really feeling. And if you're paying attention, you can guide the conversation in a way that keeps her engaged, keeps her interested. This is how you go from just another guy to someone she's genuinely curious about. But let's not forget, sometimes the situation isn't perfect. Maybe you're across the room, maybe she was with friends, or maybe the timing just isn't right for a full-on conversation. That's okay, there's still a play here. You can acknowledge her look without even saying a word. A casual toast from afar, a playful wink, a quick nod, these are all ways to keep the connection alive without forcing it. These little gestures are like breadcrumbs, leading to what could be your next big interaction. And here's the best part, she'll remember them. Even if you don't talk that night, she'll remember that you noticed her. And that's a win in itself. But what if you're shy? What if you're nervous or unsure of how to act? Listen, everyone feels that way sometimes. The trick is not to let it stop you. Courage doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you go for it anyway. So take a deep breath, find that inner confidence, and meet her gaze. Even a brief, bold look can spark something amazing. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up. It's about taking that first step, even if your heart's racing. Remember, the most beautiful stories often begin with a single act of bravery. Don't let fear steal your chance to write your own epic tale. Still not convinced? Think about it this way, every opportunity you let pass is a story that never gets told. And that's tragic, isn't it? We're all out here trying to create the best story we can, and every time you hesitate, you're closing a chapter before it even begins. Don't let that happen. Don't let uncertainty write your narrative. Grab that pen, lock eyes, and start writing your own story of adventure and connection. The next time a girl looks your way, remember this, never ignore it. Because hidden in that gaze could be the answer to a question you've always wanted to ask yourself. What if? And let's talk about that what if for a second. What if you take that chance? What if you respond to that look with confidence and see where it leads? Best case scenario, you end up making a connection that could change your life. Worst case, you get a little experience, learn something new, and maybe even have a fun story to tell your friends. Either way, you're winning, but here's the kicker: if you don't take that chance, you'll never know. And not knowing, that's the real loss. So let's recap, shall we? A girl looks your way. You don't look away. You smile genuinely, confidently. You hold her gaze just long enough to send a message you're interested, you're present, you're not afraid. Then, if the moment's right, you make your move. You approach with confidence, not with a rehearsed line, but with real, genuine curiosity. You engage her in conversation, not just by talking, but by listening. You pay attention to her, not just with your ears, but with your eyes, your body language, your whole vibe. And if the situation doesn't allow for an immediate conversation, you leave her with a small gesture that says, "I noticed you." That's how you play the game, and that's how you win. But remember, this isn't just about getting her attention. It's about what you do once you have it. It's about being the kind of guy who's not just confident, but also considerate, genuine, and open. Because that's what truly makes a connection last. And who knows, in that exchange of looks, in that conversation, in that moment of bravery, you might just find not only her, but a reflection of what your heart has been searching for all along. So, the next time you find yourself catching a girl's eye, don't let the moment slip by. Don't let doubt or fear hold you back. Seize it, smile, engage, and see where it takes you, because you never know, behind that gaze could be the beginning of something truly special. And remember, every great story starts with a single glance, a single smile, a single moment of connection. Make sure you're ready when it happens.